What's wrong with Kevin Leman and his books like Sheet Music and Sex Begins in the Kitchen? This commenter had originally asked about Sex Begins in the Kitchen, and I hadn't ever heard of it, so I downloaded it from the library, started reading it. I am 1.5 chapters in, and I already have issues. Side note, I am not coming for this commenter. She is wanting to know better so she can do better. Don't attack her. This isn't about her specifically. This is about trash teachings from Dr. Kevin Leman. He starts off with describing the chapters that what he will be talking about in each chapter. Children are the enemy, and I will tell you how to stop them from coming between you. Already. Children are not the enemy. And when you set yourself up as adversaries against your children, that will damage your relationship with your children and your spouse. To be fair, I haven't made it to that chapter yet, but based on this man's track record, I don't have high hopes. This is at best a false dichotomy, at worst a psychological obsession. I want to feel wanted sexually by my spouse. And when you frame it as men, it's one of men's greatest needs, you are implying that women don't also want and need that. Second of all, this feeds into the toxic idea that men need sex in order to feel loved and secure and happy. And that's just not healthy psychological science. In this section, he is describing how our children will learn about sexuality from the example of their parents. Not as in have sex in front of your kids, but do you show physical affection in the home? My problem in particular with this passage is he is implying that a woman needs to accept this sort of behavior from her husband no matter what, so that her children see that dad, is physically affectionate with her. And I agree to a point that our children need to see us hug and kiss and be physically affectionate with one another. However, my child also needs to see me model boundaries. If I am overstimulated and touched out, it is okay for me to turn around and say, please don't touch me. I need to not be touched for a while. My body needs to calm down. And there is no framework for that in what he is writing about. Right? There's no consent in that example. Even if he had said, Dad walks in the door and says to Mom, hey, how you doing? Can I have a hug and a kiss? And then Mom said, yes, please, or had the option of saying, no, I'm overstimulated, don't touch me, I would have been fine with that passage. But no consent was modeled, and the implication that she just has to take it is not healthy. And let's look at this advice from Sheet Music. Men see sex as the great eraser. Doesn't matter what the marriage conflict is between the spouses. As long as a man gets an orgasm, he is good to go emotionally. You would think if this man had studied psychology for even a week, he would have realized that's not healthy. You can't just erase all of your marital problems with sex. And no, at no point in that section of the book does he say, while men may think this, it's not healthy and that issue needs to be addressed. No, he just said this is how men are, as if that's just normal and okay and acceptable. And now here come the people who say, but Angela, sheet music really helped our marriage. We love Dr. Leman. A broken clock is right twice a day. There's so many better options out there. Get the Great Sex Rescue. Come as you are. So many better options linked in my Amazon storefront. We can do better than this, people.